For all you Amazon fans, you're probably been wondering about this Amazon Fire TV QLED, and today I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know. This TV is available in 5 different sizes. You have a 43-inch, 50, 55-inch, 65-inch, and if you have a large living room, you can go up to a 75-inch. And it's packed full of features such as quantum dot technology, which has been around for a while, but this is going to give you those vivid colors and a brighter scene. It also has 64 local dimming zones to help out the contrast ratio, and this TV will support your Dolby Vision IQ, which automatically adjusts the picture, and it does include the HDR10 adaptive profile as well as HLG, so that's going to give you a much higher dynamic range picture. And if you already have Amazon smart devices in your home, this TV also includes a hands-free control, so you can give it commands just like your smart devices. In the box, you're going to get this remote control, and it does include the batteries. I'll show you a little bit more about it in just a minute. Plus, you get the instruction book, and the feet that comes on the TV are made out of metal, and the great thing is they're not labeled left or right, so you can screw them into either side. Now let's take a look at the bottom of this Fire TV QLED edition. Over here, we're going to find a speaker system, and this TV has 8 watts by 2. And if we go a little bit farther over, we have hands-free for your voice commands, and that's where you can mute the microphone. And this is a little button right here where you can select the power and a couple other features on the menu system. Another thing I'll point out is that you do have these 4 microphones on the top of the TV, so you can give it voice commands. So take a look at the back of this TV. On the top here, we have the back side of that microphone system that I showed you, and it has these metal ridges. Now, this TV is direct backlight, so it's a little bit thicker, and there's some ventilation here on top. Now, when we get to the side, on this side, we have the power cord input, and it uses a standard power cord. And on this side of the TV, we have all the inputs, which includes Ethernet input, plus this TV does have Wi-Fi. There's 4 HDMIs, and these are all HDMI 2.0. And you have an ATSC TV tuner, a USB, our repeater output, so you can control different devices, your headphone output, and you do have a fiber optic output. And yes, this TV is wall mountable, so you do have the 4 screw holes right here. And that's the basics of this television. And here's the remote control that comes with it. At the top of it, you have a microphone plus your voice command button. Then you have your navigation keys, home button, and then you have your volume, channel, TV button, as well as your settings. And at the bottom of it, you have hotkeys for Amazon Prime, Netflix, DirecTV, and Peacock. All right, it's time to get into some picture tests with this television, and just keep in mind, if you see any scan lines, it's not the TV, it's actually the camera. So first thing, let's talk about upscaling. This is gonna be very handy if you're watching old content, because a lot of people don't watch 4K every day. So I'm switching through the different demos that I created from 480p all the way up to 4K, and I will tell you the sweet spot is around 720p, because that's what most content is played in, and this TV does a great job at upscaling. And personally, I think if you have 720p all the way to 4K in just regular content, you're gonna be very happy with the picture quality. But there's a caveat here. If you have rebroadcasted IPTV, you're definitely gonna get a blurry picture. And if you wanna get the best picture, definitely subscribe to Netflix 4K, Prime Video, or one of those services that actually stream 4K. You can definitely tell the difference on that. But regular TV, you're gonna be just fine. Switching over to YouTube TV to show you some live content in SDR, I think this TV does a pretty good job overall, and the motion was fairly good considering that this is not a high-end television. Now, a lot of people are wondering why this TV doesn't have all the motion controls. Is because they actually pre-program these based off of whatever picture profile. So if you can see on standard, the picture is pretty smooth, but if we go down to movie bright, if you notice, you can see a lot of judder right there, and basically to get rid of soap opera effect, you might have to switch to some of these different modes to find the best picture quality when it comes to smoothness. On the clarity settings, you can go down to the bottom and you have what they call action smoothness. So as you can see there, this is kind of like your judder control for this TV. Now this TV has plenty of picture modes like Dolby Vision as well as your SDR picture modes, but I think Dolby Vision IQ looks the best. It's going to take the metadata from your source and clean up the picture to look as accurate as possible. And here's some movie content, and I want to switch it up so you guys can see some different scenes on it. And to me, this TV is actually performing at a high level considering that it is a budget television, but with all the new technology inside of this TV, it's definitely going to clean things up. But I feel that Dolby Vision is going to give you the best picture quality possible on this television. So I want to show you guys some dirty screen effect. We're basically going from the white level all the way up to the black level and everything in between. And you're going to see that the center of the TV is going to be a little bit brighter. And around the edges, you are going to get some vignetting. I will tell you that since this TV does have local dimming zones, you're going to definitely get a lot layers of contrast in this television. But because it does have direct backlights, you will see a little bit of light bleed around the edges. And you will also get a little bit of blooming from time to time, depends on what you're watching. Now, if you're worried about viewing angles, I will tell you that this TV has a sweet spot right in the center. And if you plan on mounting it up high, I definitely will put it on an angle. And I did a glare test on this television, and to what I can see, it doesn't have an anti-glare coating. So if you have a lot of lights in your room, just keep in mind that you're going to see some glare on this television. Now, this is a VA 10-bit panel with frame rate control that simulates a 10-bit screen. So overall, I thought it did a pretty good job of upconverting everything up to true 10-bit. Now, I didn't calibrate this TV, but I did a basic color chart lookup, and it looks like the magenta and the red is off a little bit, but it all depends on the mode that you put the TV in. And I also want to show you guys some different skin tones. So I just switched through all these different demos on my Spears and Muscle disc. And as you can see, it actually does a really good job recreating skin tone, but you can't help but notice that vignetting around the edges. And again, you're going to see this on a pure white screen, but whenever it's anything that has a lot of different colors on the screen, it's not as noticeable, but you will know that it's there. Now let's talk about gaming, because I know this is what you've been waiting for. And I did some tests on this television and played some games on it, and overall, I was pretty impressed. Even though this TV doesn't have that pop-up gaming menu, it actually performs very well in reproducing the images, and the sound quality is pretty decent as well. And I'll let you hear that in just a little bit. But here's a sample of a few games so you can get an idea of how well it performs. Now from the Xbox, I went into the picture settings, and you can see that this TV does support 4K up to 60 Hertz, and it will support Dolby Vision as well. And when I went into the video mode, this TV will support your auto low latency, variable refresh rate, and everything that you need to get the most out of your gaming console. Now, even though this is a 60 Hertz panel, I always want to override the settings and see if it will support 120 Hertz input. And here's my finding. I was able to override the HDMIs by going into the Xbox settings. I was able to get 1080p at 120 frames. But keep in mind, it will accept the signal, but it will not display it the way it's meant to. Another thing I want to check is the input lag for you guys. And to my surprise, it was getting a respectful between 9 to 10 milliseconds, which is outbeating a lot of TVs on this market. So if you're a gamer and you don't care about that gaming menu, this TV actually does a really good job for that. Here's a brief look at the Fire TV operating system. On the inputs, you can select any of your inputs right here. And then if you press the 3 lines again, then you can go over there and change the name of the device, like PlayStation, Xbox, Blu-ray player, and you can customize the picture settings for that particular input. You do have a search feature, and again, you have access to all the applications. And then you have your home screen. This is anything that you sign into, especially Prime, because it is an Amazon product. So you can go through here and stream free movies through the Freevee software, or you can see any of the recommended applications through your Prime account. Now keep in mind, if you don't have an Amazon Prime account, you won't have access to stream their free content, but it will ask you to sign up. Here's the apps that are available, and just about everything on the market that's popular will be on that app store, not too sure about IPTV or side loading different applications on this TV. When you see those boxes on the side, this takes you over to this store, and these are all the apps I have installed from the factory. But again, if you want to move one, just highlight it. You press the 3 lines again, and you can move it anywhere you want by using those options on the side. Now, it does have a lot of settings featured by pressing that gear. And over here, you have inputs, notifications. You can add multiple people to the profiles. This is where you're going to change your different networks, where you're using wire to wireless, or if you need to update your Wi-Fi. Under displays, you can add Alexa speaker systems and control it right there. There's more picture settings, sound settings, which I showed you guys earlier. And this TV does support Apple AirPlay and Apple HomeKit, so you can control it with Siri. And with the ambient experience, you can use the Amazon Photo, you can upload your images, and they will show up on the TV screen if you like. Next, we have applications, and this is just basically all the apps. You have Amazon Photo, you have a web browser, App Store, and you can uninstall your applications right there. And just in case you wonder, this TV has 11.26 gigabytes. Not all of it's available, but you can add an external storage device, as you can see right there. And under Alexa, this is where you can control the app just like you can on your phone. You have things to try, and you can give it a wake word. So if I go over here, and let's say I'll switch it over to computer. Computer, what's the weather like today? So as you can see, just by saying that command, is using the microphones in the TV to give you access to all these different settings. And again, it can open up applications and pretty much everything that your standalone devices can do. I think Amazon did a good enough job to sell a lot of these, and because they thought about everything that they didn't put in the previous versions. First of all, you have the quantum dot, so it brings in a lot of colors. It actually looks really good. And for the gamers, they added variable refresh rate. You have auto low latency. Sound system is pretty good, and it's easy to use because if you have a Fire TV, it's easy to get through all your settings. And one thing I like about the Amazon products is that I do order a lot from Amazon. The fact that this TV will give you the pop-ups and everything that you need whenever someone delivers a package is a great plus as well. Go try one out if you're in this price range, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks all for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.